Hello, my name is Christy, and welcome to your mat today. Thank you for choosing me to guide you through the practice. We'll be doing a 20-minute beginner's Hatha flow. If there's any props that you would like to include, please grab them and bring them close by. And then we'll begin right away in a comfortable seated position, closing the eyes and observing our natural breath in its natural state as it is without changing anything. If you have any injuries, please raise your hand and I will come by to ensure that you get the most out of the practice today. After observing your natural breath, open the eyes and we will now begin to control our breathing. This is called pranayama. The specific technique is called Ujjayi breath and it is used to warm up the body from the inside. It's similar to fogging up a mirror, and so we can simulate this breath using our hand as a mirror. Bring it up in front of the face. Inhale deep into the nose, and exhale, open the mouth and fog up the hand or mirror. This sound and feeling inside the throat is the same as the Ujjayi breath, with the exception of the Ujjayi breath being done with the mouth completely closed. We'll do 2 rounds of this breath together, closing the eyes, inhaling deep into the nose, and exhale, constrict the throat, keeping the mouth closed. Inhale deep into your nose, and exhale, creating your air or ocean sound. Opening up the eyes once again. We'll now begin to warm our bodies up, starting with our neck. Inhale, sit tall tall and long. Exhale, rotating the left ear down to the left shoulder. We'll inhale and come to center. And exhale now, right ear to right shoulder, stretching the opposite side of the neck. Coming to center, we'll bring the chin to the chest. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, gazing up slightly, opening up the throat. And coming back to center, beginning to warm up the arms. Inhale, extend the hands, palms facing up. Arms are out to a T. Inhale, they'll come completely up to a seated upward salute. And exhale, rotating the left palm down towards the mat. Extend the right palm above the head, opening up the right side body, gazing up at the hand. Inhale, push yourself back up to center. And exhale, bringing the right hand now down to the right side of the body, extending through the left. Inhale, coming up to center. And exhale, bring the hands to a T and interlace the fingers behind the back, pushing the knuckles away from the spine, away from the body. Open up the chest and gaze up slightly. Inhale, bring the arms back to a T. And exhale, forward fold, bringing the forearms down to the mat and releasing the head and the neck completely down to the mat. Inhale, push up and walk the hands back to a neutral spine, sitting up tall again. We'll warm up the spine just a little bit more here. Inhaling, arms go back out and up, seated upward salute. Exhale, rotating from the torso, twisting to the left. The left hand goes down behind the sit bones and the right hand is in front. Inhale, come back up to center, neutralizing the spine. And exhale, twist the spine the opposite direction, preventing collapse in the chest when the hands come down. Inhaling, arms up to center. And exhale, rotating the wrist into a circular motion, bring the hands back down to the mat. Extend the legs out in front with the knees bent. The toes are pointed up towards the sky to protect our knees. And then we'll begin to warm up our hips. Inhaling, shifting both knees towards one side of the mat. And exhale, bring them to the other side. Rotating the femur bone here inside of the hip socket. And then coming back to center, plant the soles of the feet back down to the mat. Shift the weight onto one side and use the hands to push you up into a standing pose at the top of the mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. Grounding all four corners of the feet. Activate the fingers, pushing them down by the sides. Activate the quadriceps to lift the kneecaps slightly. Gazes forward. Inhale, palms go out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Into upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Activate the trapezius muscle to pull the arms away from the neck and the shoulders. Or neck and the head. Bringing the palms to touch above the head. Shift through folding at the hips. Hands move down through third eye center and through the heart center, coming down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Shift the gravity onto the balls of the feet and release the head towards the knees. Option to bend the knees here to reduce the stress on the lower back or the hamstrings. We'll inhale, rising from the hips, lifting the chest and the crown, flattening out the back to half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll step back for plank, pushing through into down dog, 1 foot back at a time, and then lifting the hips and sinking the heels down, Adho Mukha Savasana. Inhale, lift up to the toes, and exhale, sink the heel a little further down. And then bring the chest a little closer to the thighs and release the head completely. One more breath here. Inhale, gaze up at the hands and walk the feet to meet up with the hands for Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, flattening out the back, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold completely. Bringing the forehead towards the knees. And then we'll inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms go out to the side and up towards the sky. And then the palms touch above the head, coming down to heart center for Samastihiti. One breath here before we move into chair. Inhale, bring the arms up for our upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, sink the hips back and gaze down to make sure that the knees are staying behind the toes, pretending there's a chair behind you, activating the core, bringing the belly button into the spine here. One more breath. And on your next inhale, straighten out the legs, gazing forward to protect the head, Urdhva Hastasana one last time. And then exhale, bringing the hands down, swan dive towards the ground, and step back into a tabletop pose, bringing the knees underneath the hips. The wrists are underneath the shoulders. Option to come up onto the fist to protect the wrist in this posture. Grounding through our right hand and our left knee, we'll begin to move towards balancing tabletop, extending the left hand and the right knee, right leg behind you, creating a long line. Tucking the belly button into the spine here. Gaze is neutral, keeping the spine neutral. Point the toes away from the body and the fingers are actively pointing away as well. Exhale, round the spine and touch the elbow to the knee underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen and extend the spine. Exhale, one more crunch, rounding and connecting underneath. Inhale, open and extend. And on the next exhale, we'll connect back down to our mat. Engaging the left knee and the right hand, right knee and the left hand. We'll now extend our right hand and left knee, creating another long line through the body. On your exhale, crunch and round the spine, creating a little bit of heat into this posture. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, control and crunch. Inhale, one last lengthening of the spine. And exhale, connect back down to the mat and sit back onto the heels. Option to grab a blanket here and put it underneath the knees to protect them. Coming up for our kneeling postures. We'll inhale, kneeling upward salute, bringing the arms up, pulling the shoulders down. Exhale, round the spine into cat, bringing the palms down to the mat in front of you. Inhale, bring the heart through the hands, dropping the belly into cow. Exhale, bring the big toes to touch behind, sitting back into child's pose. Extend the arms out and bring the forehead down to the mat. One cleansing breath here. Inhale deep through the nose and exhale, open the mouth. Preparing for our inversion for the day, rabbit pose. We'll untuck the toes behind us and bring the hands a little closer to our head and our knees. Bring the crown of the head onto the mat as close to the knees as your body says is comfortable. Extend the arms out behind you, grabbing onto the heels, actively grabbing onto the heels, opening up the front part of the body, the chest. On the next inhale, we'll lift the hips up to the sky and counterbalance the hips with the arms. Breathing deep in between the shoulder blades in this posture. One more breath to get a little more oxygen in our brain. And exhale, slowly releasing, untucking the head very slowly, bringing it back down to a child's pose. Forehead to mat. Extend the arms and connect the toes for one more breath. Bringing the weight onto the forearms, lift the hips and shift forward onto the belly. Elbows are bent and tucked in towards the side. Legs are completely zipped up together. We'll begin a modified Sphinx pose here. Inhaling, rise the head off of the mat and lift the feet up to a 90-degree angle, keeping the toes flat as though we were to balance something on them. Breathing into the back, the lower back. One more breath. Grounding through our pelvic region. And exhale, bringing the forehead down to the mat. Open the legs a little bit wider and reverse windshield wiper motion here. And then pushing up into a tabletop and coming through to our seated posture. Bring the soles of the feet to touch out in front for a butterfly. Opening up the hips. Using the hands, interlace the fingers and wrap them around the toes. Pull the toes towards the body And this opens up the pelvic floor. Breathe deep into the hips here. Activating the trapezius muscle on the back. We'll lift the chest and pull it through the arms. And then activating the arms a little bit more. The deltoids and the triceps and the biceps can help straighten the back just a little bit more and pull the heart out of this pose. Incorporating your Ujjayi breath here. Slowly releasing the toes and bringing the knees to touch. We'll slowly roll down onto our spine for Apanasana, wind release pose. Bringing the legs at a 90-degree angle. Connect the hands onto the knees and exhale, bringing the knees closer to the forehead. Inhale and open up, bringing the legs back to their 90-degree, and the head rests down onto the mat. Moving to supine twist here. We'll wrap the legs. The left leg comes on top of the right thigh, stacking the knees. Option to bind the toes behind the calf or just stack the knees here. Connect the left hand onto the knees and exhale, extending the right arm out to a T and then dropping the left hand and the legs down to the left side of the body for a left spinal twist. Inhale, activate the core, and bring the legs back into center, untucking the legs. Cross the right leg over top of the left. Option to bind again behind the calf or just stack the knees here. Connecting the right hand to the knees, extending the left arm out to a T. We'll exhale, bringing the knees down to the right side of the body for an opposite side eagle spinal twist. Inhale, come back to center. Bringing the legs back to our 90-degree angle. Apanasana one last time, bringing the forehead into the knees. And exhale, release completely down for your Shavasana. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath to open up the chest. Palms are open to the sky. Relax the face. Relax the fingers. Relax the toes. Beginning to awaken the body, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Bring your awareness back to the class. And using the right arm, bend it and use it as a pillow, coming onto your side into a fetus position. Keeping the eyes closed, push yourself up to a seated position. Bringing the palms together in Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center. And then bringing the thumbs up to my third eye, I bow to you and honor the light in you, which honors the light in me. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope you will come back for more.